Okay. All right. So again, for those of you who do not know me, I'm Todd Burrier. I've been with Life Plus for almost 24 years now, 23 years and 10 months. It's been a tremendous thing for me. And part of the platform of, the reason I'm here is it's about the platform of living a tremendous life overall. And that, it's going to be unique to each individual. But our community is fantastic. It's a tremendous group of people. You're not going to see any frills, as you're going to tell. We're a no frills kind of company and organization. We're real people who care about helping others, who care about living our best lives. And it's a pretty cool thing. It's really a cool thing. So you won't get any pressure, no hype, none of that garbage. And we're going to talk, about how you can achieve weight goals if you want. And there is a chat box available, so you can, put a question in there, and we'll answer it later if it's answerable. You're going to get a lot of insights tonight, and you're going to get a lot of resources tonight. I'm not going to take you through a program in every little detail, because those resources to really explore that exist for you. And this isn't about trying to convince you into doing something. I have absolutely zero interest in convincing you. That's your job. Your job is to make your health a priority. That's not my job. My job is to help you if you do. And really, that's the first thing I want to mention here and talk about is this is really about the most important thing is mindset. I understand. I totally understand. Losing weight because you want to look better and, it makes you feel better about yourself. And I know that you may not believe this, but there was a time in my life when that was an issue for me. And fortunately it was early and I took action on it. And it was never an issue again, but health is the number one thing. And weight has an impact in health, which I'll talk about in a moment, but health, the mindset of taking care of your health first is one of the most important things that you can do, because everywhere you go, your health goes with you. And to the degree that you're healthy or not has a tremendous effect on, this is Christina, who will be sharing a program with you tonight, jumping in, wave there, Christina. So, your health is you can't show up as your best self in any facet of your life. You can't show up as your best self in your relationships, in your job, for the other people that you love, for the community that you serve, for the contribution that you can make. You simply cannot. And, weight has a significant impact on that. So that's why it is an important topic to address, because if we don't take care of it, the correlation between excess weight and moving on towards obesity, the risk factors for illness and disease continue to go up, for cancer, for heart disease, diabetes, obviously. Type 2 diabetes, 90% of the new type 2 diabetes cases are people who struggle with weight. Right? That's just the way it is. And it doesn't have to be, because 90% of that is lifestyle. And so that's why I talk about mindset, because the last thing I want to do is give you a program that helps you lose weight, but you don't change your lifestyle. Because if you don't, you'll be back in the same boat again a year from now, right? And each time that happens, each time you lose weight, you hurt your body physically. If you're not doing it the right way, you are reducing your metabolism. You are adding toxicity to your body. You're doing things that are detrimental to your long-term health, even though you might look better in a bikini, right? So, it's really about understanding that, you want to be as healthy as possible. In my new book, 3 Circles Living, everything that we do is about helping you achieve your richest life possible. And that starts with your health. That's the first circle. You have to take care of your health in order to show up for the people that you love, right? And I know it's hard. I understand that, exercise, you don't feel like doing it most of the time. It's tempting to eat certain things, and it's a pain in the butt to not be able to eat other things. And, most of the stuff that's of value is hard, right? But that's why you have a support community, and that's why you have also people around you, and that's why you have structure, and that's why you have a reminder of how important it is, because if you get it right, your life can be pretty amazing. And so we're going to take you through some different things tonight that are going to give you some ideas. And we'll talk about 3 different things tonight. 2 specific programs. One I know almost nothing about, which Christina will share. One I have a deep understanding about because I've lived it for several years. And then we'll talk about support mechanisms in case there's already something you are doing. And then, ways that we can come up alongside you and give you some insights as to how to maybe be better in those programs, if that makes sense at all. So I'm going to get started by talking first about our Body Smart program. So our Body Smart program is, and I know you're going to hear about another program, but in my opinion, the Body Smart program is the single best thing you could ever do. Why other programs might be a little more appealing is for lots of people they're a tiny bit faster, right? And they're a little bit faster, and Body Smart's not quite as fast. It can be for some people, but it's usually not super fast, not as in super fast like a pound a month that you lose. I mean, we're talking, it's not uncommon for someone to lose 15 or 20 pounds in the first month, but still a lot of people want to go a little faster than that. And again, if you're doing it the right way and nourishing your body, that's okay. If you're not, you got to be working towards the right thing. And one of the reasons I love this program is it's based on an eating program that came out of Harvard called Logi. It's really about the low glycemic load, and this program works. And it was first brought to my attention 7 years ago. I think it was 7 years ago, but a very good friend of mine, Gabby Winkler out of Germany, and I used it. And it made a huge difference for me. I had been, I have a lot of background in nutrition from studying it over the years. I was at one point certified in the highest level of personal training. I never pursued that. I just did it for my own education. But and trying to stay healthy over the years, because my family health history is horrible, which is all in the book, by the way, you can find my story everywhere. So I'm not going to tell it tonight because this is more about giving you insight and information. But my comfortable weight range moved up year after year after year after year, and I worked out every single day, and I didn't abuse my body, and I ate pretty well, but I tried all the different philosophies of eating that were mainstream, and it didn't matter. My weight crept up, and when I started eating the style that you learn how to eat, which is incredibly healthy. And again, it's as a platform. When you do the right things, you only have to do them once you get where you're trying to go, like 90% of the time. You can have a little fun. You don't have to be a slave to it. But changing nothing else over a 3-year period of time, my weight went from 192 to 174. And in 7 years, my weight range has stayed between 174, 177, 178. And if I have particularly too much fun because I'm on a cruise or 2 weeks of holidays, all I do is drop right back into this style of eating, and the weight goes away again. And it's very powerful. And there are many, many people who've had that same experience. And one of them I'm going to share with you right now. So I'm going to share my screen, and we'll be sharing the screen here for a little while so that you can see resources. So I had hoped to have Liz on tonight, but this conflicted with when her little one goes to bed. And we are a family first organization, so I didn't make her feel bad about that. I said, thank you for volunteering to share your journey and your pictures and her story. Liz is a really cool lady, but you can see the difference in her. And you know what? I know that what people look at when it comes to weight is the difference in her weight, but I want you to look at how she looks, how much younger she looks 6 years older than the picture, because she's substantially healthier. Now, I'll read you her journey. She sent me this just so I could share it with you. She said, my journey started July of 2016. So the picture you're seeing at the top was taken like in the last week or two. A few days after my 40th birthday is when she started this on the Body Smart program. She lost 75 pounds by January 2017. So that, to me, that's relatively fast, but she took it really seriously. Her starting weight was 230 pounds. She said, I did not start running until I had lost 50 pounds. So she wasn't exercising until after she had gotten the first 50 pounds off. And then she started running in November of 2016. So she essentially lost 10 pounds a month for 5 months. And then she started running. Since then, she says, I've ran 3 half marathons and countless 5Ks and 10Ks. I was never a runner. I was the high school kid avoiding running the dreaded mile in high school PE, LOL. Before losing the weight, I was diagnosed, and this may sound familiar to some of you, before losing the weight, I was diagnosed with pre-diabetes, fatty liver, chronic joint pain, and elevated cholesterol levels. All of these diagnoses are gone. Now, she is in significantly better health since. And since, what has she done? Follow the eating plan, exercise. The eating plan is real food and all kinds of real food and learning how to eat in general. And she takes really good core supplements. So here's a couple of the pictures. Take a look at this one, and then this is her now. And think about that. Think about don't just think about how she looks, think about the difference in her life, right? Think about just the difference of the joint issues going away, right? Think about what that might mean with working or being with her children or being active and doing things she's would like to do. This is a picture of her after her last half marathon a couple months ago. So, I mean, that's an example of what we want for you. We want you to have health. That's what it's all about. And you'll get to your ideal weight, regardless of what program you use. I mean, again, Christina's going to share another pretty powerful program with you in a moment that I can't speak to because I don't have any experience with. I just know it's been amazingly effective for lots and lots of people. And Chris has some experience with it. But I want to share a few other things with you just so you know, because I didn't give you a lot of details on this program. The reason I didn't is because, well, first of all, I'm not trying to convince you to do it right now. And actually, I would never try to convince you to do it because it's not what I believe in. I believe in showing you what's possible, giving you an understanding of what it could do for you, and then you can explore it and see if it fits you. And we have all that information available for you to dig in. So let me show you where that information exists. So first one is on the Million Lives Team Facebook page. So whoever invited you to this webinar has access to this page, and they can put you in this page if you would like. Over in the files section, if you click on the files, you will see the Body Smart manual. This is a detailed layout of the program, including the eating style. So you can read all about it. Also, what Christina is going to talk about in a moment is right under it, the metabolic reset. So that will be another option. And there's some other support tools for the metabolic reset. As you can see down here, you're going to hear about that in just a moment. Also, I can get rid of that page now. If you would like to see a video where I talk specifically about the stages of the program, again, you'll see that in the program guide, but if you'd like to watch a video about the Body Smart, over and the website is, if you're writing this down, and again, anybody who's part of our community will know where this website is and can provide it for you. It's millionlivesteam.com/tools, right? And if you go down on this page, you will see the Body Smart overview. And that's about a 13-minute video where I take you through all the phases of the program. And then one other little nugget for you is in the millionlivesteam.com/training. And this is applicable for anyone. There is a video down here called How to Flourish in the Face of Today's Health Issues. Toxins, and it's a very powerful video, and it will help you with your mindset. It will help you get clarity on why it's so important to get your mindset right. So that's a little bit of a starting point for you. Now we're going to turn it over to Chris. And Chris, you want to take it away? Chris is up in Washington State, not too far from Seattle, but I can't remember the town. You have to forgive me. But Chris, why don't you share with people?
So yeah, hi everyone. Pleasure to be on. Thank you for having me. The program that I am going to talk about, you see, that's actually a really good friend of mine and sponsor, mentor of mine. He's in Germany, um, and he did the metabolic reset. That's what it's called, and it's actually losing weight is a side effect with that program. It's to detoxify is the first thing that you why that program was developed to help your body to get rid of the toxins. And I don't know if you guys know, but the toxins are stored in your fat cells in your body. So the key factors of the program is just like Todd said with the Body Smart, it's a change in diet, that's sustainable for everyday life, showing you what's really healthy, how you should eat, and get you away from, the fast food. I've done this program multiple times now, but the first time was in 2014, and I was a carb addict, sugar addict. I could not imagine doing this program, but I did it because I was committed and I had various reasons for it, but it changed my life, and it changed my life in that respect that I have taste buds again. My tastes are completely different now. And if I'm forced to go to a fast food restaurant just because of, whatever is going on right now, busy lifestyle, it doesn't taste good and I don't want to go back. So it definitely helps with the cravings and everything in the long run. It's all about the long term and not just a quick fix. But the metabolic reset, also, I thought of it as a really cool nugget, but of all the rich and famous people, and you're wondering how they changed their weight in such a short time, this is their secret, that program. But of course, they get injections, and there's a lot of other things involved, which costs more in the long term, but that's what they do. That's their secret. So we have the change in diet, we have the nutritional supplementation that goes with it, as with the Body Smart, and we also have an activator that triggers a glycoprotein in your body, and that helps to open up the fat cells and then get those fat cells to be turned into energy. That's how it's working in that program. You can do the next slide just to give you a few examples. He did it in 4 months. This lovely lady lost 32 kilos. I mean, she's a different person, as you can see in that picture. She and her husband actually did it together. And there are thousands of people right now in Germany and worldwide that have been having significant results. And I mean, you can slap 27 slides around here, and there's 3 different posts on Facebook if you're wanting to get more information and see more results. It's just really, really amazing. It is a long-term success. With my story, why I did it is I have Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disease, and I could not get my levels regulated at all. So once I did that, my levels for the first time in like 2 decades were normal. And I just did that. I didn't, take any other medication or anything else. And the other reason why I'm so grateful for this program is that my husband and I wanted to have kids, but because of my Hashimoto's and because it being a hormonal issue too, doctors told me that I might not be able to become a mom at all in my lifetime. And I did that program, and within a month, I was pregnant. And that's because of the right nutrition. It helps you with the right nutrition. And the 2 other main factors that a lot of people don't understand and know is it helps, and the Body Smart as well, helps you to regulate your intestinal flora. And I don't know if you know that, but about 70% of your immune system are in your gut. So whatever happens, if that's not regulated, you're not gonna be healthy in any way. You can't. And the other thing that both of those programs are actually really good, is with your pH balance. A lot of those diseases, autoimmune and other things, have a root cause in a pH balance that's not in balance, that's not regulated and maintained. So you definitely, if you don't take anything else from this webinar, please check your pH balance. If you need any tips or tricks, just reach out to us. We're happy to point you in the right direction. So what else did I want to say? Should I talk about the different phases?
All that information is in the documentation, right? I mean, it would take a long time if we went through the whole program. The key is that this program it's relatively caloric restrictive, but high nutrient. Everything we do is high nutrient oriented. Yes. Is that correct? Yes,
I do want to say there is definitely, if you want to lose a lot of weight, there is a calorie restriction. If you want to do it more in terms of detoxing your body, and for me, I didn't want to lose a lot of weight because I'm already pretty happy. So there are adjustments that you can make, and I'm happy to, if you have questions about that, happy to talk about it as well. And it sounds really restrictive. That's why it took me 1 year to actually do it. Mm-hmm. But once I did it, like, I'm going to do it every, just because of the effects, like what I gained from it. And it's just a really good detox.
And so for those of you who would have further questions on this program, in the Million Lives team page would be the place to ask those questions, because not only does Chris have a lot of experience, but Issa has experience with it. There's several people in the page from Europe who've worked a lot with this program. I can't help you with it, and because I don't have any personal experience with it. I would say that I have seen the results, and this program works. It works in a big way. I mean, the company's done a lot of business in Europe as a result of how well this program worked. If you're going to do this program, ideally you work your way into then eating logi. That's because it's about the lifestyle. It's not, yes, it's important to get your weight down, especially, for example, of this picture here, that this person's entire life has changed because her health has been recaptured. But if there was no lifestyle change from the way she ate and what she did, then it wouldn't make any difference, right? It would be a massive yo-yo. I think there's a couple questions in the chat. Let me, Chris, let me finish up with this next little piece, and then we'll try to take whatever questions that we have. Right? Can you stay on?
Yes.
All right, great. So let me jump to really quickly, if you are doing some other program, all right, which is obviously your choice. And again, we support and serve people wherever they are. But if you are doing another program, make sure you stay away from things with prepackaged fake foods. That does not teach you anything. Not to mention they are loaded with toxins and chemicals. And when if you will go watch that webinar I pointed out, you will not put a prepackaged food in your body. You won't, because the long-term cost is absolutely through the roof. You want to make sure you're eating real food, and that you are then also taking really good supplements, because even if you already eat a lot of terrific food, you still can't get what your body needs. But most weight programs are going to be caloric restrictive, because that's a simple mathematic equation. If you don't give your body enough calories, it has to burn more, and that equals pounds. That's pretty simple, but you've got to make sure you are supporting your body, or you'll ruin your metabolism instead of build your metabolism. So the Maintain and Protect 100 Gold, this platform core product, it will serve any program you're doing, because it's going to make sure your body is getting everything it needs. And then regardless of whatever the restriction is, or how minimal the foods are, and again, hopefully you're not eating the processed prepackaged stuff, But if you are, at least this will give you some nutrition. You're still going to be woefully short, even though this has got massive in it, because you're getting nothing in that type of food. It doesn't matter what it says from a fortification perspective. That is not food. You're not designed to eat it. So that's one thing. And then a couple little secret weapons that I mentioned in an email that maybe you saw. One is Phaseline. This is a pretty interesting product. You know, let's face it, starchy carbs are the enemy. They are really, doesn't matter what program you're doing, you shouldn't be eating much of these foods, and especially if you're trying to get the weight off. And this product naturally, and it's a derivative of kidney beans, and it naturally blocks the enzyme that breaks down a complex carbohydrate, which makes it just pass through as a fiber. And it works. It's a real thing. It's been around for a long time. I actually, many years ago, met Dr. John Marshall. He's the guy that did the original research on it. He was quite a maniac, too. He was an old Scottish guy, and he looked just like it, you know, and he was a madman, you know. I mean, think about a crazy-looking Scottish guy. That's who this guy was. But he's a pretty clever scientist. And so this product will help you. If that's a tough thing for you to break habit-wise, and maybe you want to wean off, this would help you. Ideally, you would just go, okay, no pasta, no bread, no potatoes. But for some people, that's a really tough move right away. So if it's a tough move for you, and you want to ease your way into it, this product will help you. Or if, you know, like I was at Johnny's the other night, Johnny Brown, I was up in Maryland, and Sissy, his wife, made this incredible bean and ham soup and this big loaf of fresh bread. Oh man, it's so good. Johnny had his Phaseline starch blocker right there, popped one of them, and boom, right? So that's the beauty of it. And then the other product that can help you is Slenderling. And this is a very powerful metabolic product. And there's a lot of technology in the designing of this. Obviously, it's a natural product, but it's very cleverly put together. I've had people tell me that when they use this product, they just have no hunger. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen for you, but it's incredible for appetite. It's incredible for mood. It's also a substantial metabolic booster. So, you know, this is a pretty interesting product. I show these to you so you can go do the research, because again, I'm not in the business of convincing you to do anything. It has to be your decision, your choice, because you're the one that's got to do it. You're the one that's got to make it happen. No one can lose weight for you. No one can get healthy for you. That has to be. We have an incredible community that will support you every step of the way. But you got to do it, you know, that's just the bottom line. So hopefully we've given you tons and tons of resources. And again, we have such great people that will help you every step of the way. I'm going to stop the share and the recording.